Hello, hello. Thank you, Bryson. Thank you. That's how you police everything. You understand? Everyone online is defending what is happening with the, let's just call it the Bradenton camp, right? Because there's not one person, but there's an easy way to self-police your fan base and the people that follow you if you actually put out the fact that none of that stuff is to be tolerated. Today, we're going to talk about Joel Grannis having his life threatened over what has transpired in the last couple of days. If you guys have not paid attention, Joel Grannis had a bit of a gripe because he simply could not hear the PA system at FL2K. He had made qualifying 1, 2, 3 rounds and eliminations 1, 2 rounds. All of a sudden, he's just going to miss the third, right? Because he totally heard it. No, according to him. So I'm going to read on his thread that he posted on Facebook, the threats against his life, the people that are being goofy, the kind of messages that he's getting, the ratioing of his Google reviews online, and finally, his side of what went on Tuesday during the Grudge race, because I really think you guys need to hear both sides of things. A lot of people only hear the side of the Bradenton camp. And the reason I say Bradenton camp is this. Everybody involved in that situation has a hand in either promoting, owning, or being in the orbit of the people that caused this whole situation. So I'm going to read some of what he's got going on, and then we'll talk about other things like, I think that the Coyote versus LT competition is in the bag for the Coyote after a video surfaced of a very suspicious looking white C10 with a Holly Haram sticking out of the hood with a Coyote in it, which made me go, wait a minute, is that the truck? And I will show you the pass it made. And there is no way on God's green earth that LT has anything for that shit, which will put a nail in the coffin of Coyote versus anything pushrod, period. We'll talk about that many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly tells us to do it live.
Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
It sucks. You know what does not suck? The PMAS. I was about to say parts farm. PMAS, St. James and PMAS, the best cold air intake, best MAF sensors, best bell mouth, best race filters. Check them out. They got a bunch of stuff for your turbo cars, blower cars, and NA cars. PMAS, St. James, PMAS. Got Cookies, DomaGotCookies.com. James and Melissa make the best cookies I've ever had, bar none. Not even close. If you guys like sweets, cookies, cookie dough, check out DomaGotCookies.com for some sweet tooth action. DNAPBomers.com. You're going to go ahead and get your brand new parts there. You're going to get your, I wish they sold Bellax. That'd be cool if they can kind of get a Bellax thing going on there. Injector dynamics, FICs, fuel systems, wheels, tires, turbo kits, and superchargers. Any new part you want to buy, you go to DNAPBomers.com. And if you want to save some money, say you're part of the Amory or hashtag YDBT at checkout, you get a bit of a discount. Partsfarm.com. He has a bunch of stuff coming up for sale pretty soon on a Gen 3 that he got built 10R80 wish blower, some red parts, but check them out, partsfarm.com, for their inventory that seems to update like every day. Two Auto Solution, Rami Zana Auto Solution finally finished a turbo truck over in New Hampshire. I love the fact that he's a hustler. He's based out of Caguas, Puerto Rico. If you're a Puerto Rican or anybody that wants just top-notch service, Two Auto Solution is where it's at. And Bellac Industries. Apparently, fake Bellacs are big in the BMW crowd. Damian Barrato went to FL2K and he spotted tons and tons of fake Bellacs out there, and he was actually pretty surprised. richprince.com/YDBT. If you want to support the show and you want to get some merchandise, here it is. YDBT hats, Amory hats, Dolo hats, YDBT flat brim hats, Shiesties. If you want to, commit a couple of felonies in style, you get yourself the YDBT Shiesty, and you let people know that the Amory is underneath, says join the Amory. We got Section 8 shirts and hoodies, Hush Money shirts and hoodies, ZR50 shirts and hoodies, Booty Juice for the E30 retards, E85 Mexicans love the Elota Juice shirts, Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, GT350, 85 to 86, 87 to 93, Save the Manuals shirts. 1320 Didios for the guys that love following homos that stick penises on race cars. F1320 YDBT and Amory Vertical YDBT. Hoodies, long sleeve, short sleeve. We got booty juice stuff. We got everything. Stickers, guys. I love the fact that we got some going in. We're getting some YOLO Raceworks merchandise up. We're just, trying to make the logo a little bulletproof when it comes to copyright stuff. Andy Ali, Joe Swish, Ronnie 40, D-Rock Fox, B. Lavesh, 2000 MCR, Laminade, Frank Donahue, Yusuf, Z33, Camzilla, Begelos, Toilet Dumper, Shane McNally, Joshua Judd, Joe Jackson, Rich 50, John Bonanno, Canis Lupus, Kanye Sada, Clean 93 GT, Big Pops, Blake Bailey, Clint Stroke, King Leo, Jake from State Farm, Mustang Dennis, and Power Racing says, a la verga. Puro pinche 956 a la verga, cuz.
Puro pinche 956 a la verga.
Phil Fez says, good morning, good evening, Amory. Dropped a like, and I purchased some Grannis merchandise today and left a Google review. It's ridiculous what these retards are doing. Combating the retardation of Bradenton has to be done by the Amory and people alike. Support Grannis Racing, even if it's just a dumb shirt, because what they're doing to him, the fan base, is inexcusable. And the same energy you made fun of Grannis with, the live, the posts, the same energy should be done to apologize on behalf of your shitty fucking fans. Good evening, gentlemen, and Power Racing, Guy Rabo, Paul Ponthieu, Andrew, Alfredo Morales, Mark Christensen, Dixon, Pegalos, Boomauer, Bryson with a couple of times. He got rid of this dumbass. 309, love it. JD Swag, Pegalos, Vegas 50, Mr. Daniel Stefanski, GG, De Guzman, Click Clock, Dustin, EPA, Jared McLeod, Lost Bills the Mechanic, and everyone else that decided to say hello. Let's get right after it. This is not a good post, okay? This is the unfortunate consequence of the fact that you went to a race, you did not hear the call, you complained online about not being able to hear the call, then they said, oh, you didn't hear the call? Memes, and more memes about you. Then you put up a video proving your point that they only called it once. 3 out of 4 made it, but you didn't. Understandable. Then you were challenged to a race. And according to you, it's just going to be a race, right? Oh, shit, I can win back my $15,000. This channel told you not to go because you're going to feed into their bullshit. But you went anyway. You put up a killer fight. By the way, if you saw the race and the in-car video, if everything would have held up, he would have beaten. He would have had space. He would have had space on that fucking funny car body bullshit. But it broke. He lost the race. Then the subsequent, he called someone a homophobic slur after the race because of what happened and what transpired at the track. So right here, Joel Grannis yesterday posted, where is it? Oh shit, Alex, you fucked up. Oh no. Here we go. Okay. So this happened yesterday at 6 p.m. He said, death threats, harassing my family, attacking my business and livelihood. But it's just some internet memes. We're just having fun. These are his words, not mine. That message with black background was sent to my wife just a few hours ago. In the message, it states, your husband beat you after his big L? Or does he sit in a chair in the corner while a man fucks you? Sent it to his wife. Okay? And then another guy sent this to his work email. Get life insurance. Just a heads up, we're all planning to make you pay for your comments. World Cup will be the last time you're seen intact. Your cars, shop, and home will be burned. Can anyone here defend that? Can anybody here defend that? After hearing those words, are you just as enthusiastically defending their side after hearing those words? Are you just as, well, they both had something to do with it. Oh, Bryson, I think that was a little bit, a little premature on low IQ. Dumb comment, but a little premature on low IQ. So are you guys cool with that? Are you, if you're defending that camp, are you, Grannis said, it's just some internet memes. We're all just having fun. And people are Googling review, like ratioing him. One review, I called and he wasn't on time. And no, he didn't answer the call. Hey, read the room, William R. Read the room. So he goes on to explain exactly what happened from his point of view in a very long post. In a reply to a gentleman in that post, this guy named Josh Lunsford said, at Garrett Mitchell, you're too smart to not have seen this coming. My thoughts exactly. Not saying it was nefarious in any way, but while you didn't condone it, you also allowed it. The Victor shit at the track yesterday was over the top and completely unnecessary, especially for a guy not even in the race. I know there's not much you can do, but you knew this would happen. Kept rolling for the views. Like I said in a few threads, kind of disappointed in all the parties, as legit business owners respect your customers and reputation better than this. Now, Grannis goes on and lays everything out the way he saw it. Joel Grannis says, at Garrett Mitchell told me he was going to keep it respectful. But then when I rolled in, they had road signs set up with messages. There was fire in my eyes from that moment on. They think they were clowning me. But the guys bringing a mariachi band and a sign truck to a race are the ones that look like clowns. How professional is it that organizers of a race end up clowning their racers? Someone that has raced at FL2K since the first one, straight up disrespectful. I will not forget that. All of this starts at the top. And then he explains what happened. This all started because at the track crew made a mistake. And the live feed proves it, that there was one single call for E3 stick over the PA. FRDM replay day 4 start at 4:34. They never announced it. They only called NT, both NT stick, and we're in the text call. And then watch until 5:02 when the cars run just one call for E3 stick shift. And remember what Corey said the other day, just because they send out a text doesn't mean the guy receives it. Missing that one call, I 100% own that. But in the pits, it's easy to miss a call. And if you have never raced at a track and listened to the PA while you're busy doing stuff, you can easily miss the call. So I complain about being wronged, and they don't like that because they put a bunch of money into the new PA system. Sorry, but the PA system only works when your announcers make the calls instead of talking about how good the track cheesecake is. Oh, I love you, Joel. But now the narrative is established that I'm a crybaby racer who just wasn't paying attention. Yet somehow I made Q1, Q2, Q3, E1, E2. Wonder if that's because the calls were actually made for those rounds. Did you guys know his side of it? Did you guys see his point of view? Did you guys even bother to look up his point of view? Did you guys even care about his point of view? Those of you that are defending the Bradenton side hardcore. Did you even care about his point of view? No, you didn't. You rode out with what they were putting out there. And there have been subsequent videos of he went on, whether it's on Facebook or not, I don't know. I saw a clip of him saying, hey guys, stop it. You guys better stop it. I can't control everybody. Yes, you can. And I'm going to explain it to you like you are Corky from Life Goes On. You have to have a culture of self-policing. Everyone here understands that the Amory acts a certain way. And I do not ever want to see anybody getting sideways. When a guy accused another potato tuner of blowing up a car, I was up in his DMs. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? You're lying. And it makes it look like you're lying for me. That's not going to roll. I hit him up. Well, he has 4 million followers. I have people here that will police for me. I have a Patreon that reports shenanigans and bullshit, and we can go in there and correct it. You absolutely can police this if you breed a culture of respect. You breed a culture of respect. Do you think that culture is respectful? Do you think that culture that's being cultivated, agitated, pushed is respectful? Alex, you did the same thing. Tell me how the hell did I do that where I have control of a racetrack? And then people around my orbit started doing stuff and it looks bad on me. And then I let them do it. If I see someone doing disrespectful shit, I stop them right then and there. Nope, we're not doing that shit. Shut the fuck up. As Yola douchebag, I made fun of American Muscle because they was lying to you. I made fun of BMR because they were selling garbage parts. And people got sideways and didn't like that. And then they went off on their own. I have kicked people out of here that got sideways. I saw they were a little too invested into the whole situation. And they have now become their own little villains and they go on Facebook pages and do whatever they want to do. I don't care. There's an absolute way of policing this. You breed a culture of respect. And there is anything but respect on that side. Because they hide behind it's just grudge racing. What's the big deal? Why are you getting your pants in a wad? Joel, according to that post, said, I was told it was going to be respectful, and I roll up, and I'm being punked. And I was like, wow, could you imagine that? Because I wasn't there. But imagine you and Garrett are having a conversation about, yeah, let's roll for $15,000. Cool. I get there, and first sign. Stick shift to the lanes at 4. Second sign, stick shift to the lanes at 4. Third sign, fourth sign, fifth sign. Then you get inside, unload the car, and a mariachi band starts playing. And those of you that laugh, do me a favor, fuck off forever. I want nothing to do with you. I would rather live with 200 or 150 solid ass motherfuckers that follow me than anybody that thinks any of that shit was hilarious and funny. Then to go on the Google review and literally hurt his business, hit up his wife. So the guy supposedly ended up apologizing because apparently his account got locked up. This is the post that kid who said to his wife, does your man hit you or does he watch a guy fuck you? Zeke, and again, I'm not saying you guys should do not go in there. But again, he posted it. Hello, Joel, it's Jordan. I can't use my account. It's been reported that, and it's under review. Sir, I'm here to officially apologize, for my idiotic behavior. I work nights and got to drinking and let my keyboard hands take over. I will apologize to your wife if I get the permission. I'm getting everything you are getting right now, and I understand your frustration. It was a childish thing to say, a disgusting thing to say to a woman. Please accept my apology, or at least understand I'm not just doing this because of the hate I'm getting, but I am understanding your frustrations and why and how you lashed out due to them. Sorry, sir. So this is the big problem with a lot of people. And this is also the big problem with a lot of people that have never faced this kind of scrutiny. I've been under the gun many times. I've been literally told you're going to get fired because I say the truth about people, but I don't go out of my way to disrespect them. Like out of my way to disrespect them as myself. As Yola Douchebag, that character was wild. I killed him. But now people are coming after me that have big businesses and big followings. Understand, what got me on this fucking path again is when I was just here minding my business, saying that Motion Raceworks giveaway was dangerous. The guy goes out there, calls me little buddy, thinks it's funny. Then, damage control. Let me see if I can rein this in. So I'm like, no, you don't understand what you just set forth in motion. Like that guy was dead. But I'm not going to make fun of you. I'm not going to call you. I'm just going to have YOLO Douchebag start his own parts company. And we'll see how that goes. Indirect, fun stuff. It's funny. It's all jokes. It's just racing. So apparently that guy had some hate coming his way. And he's like, holy shit, is this what Grannis was facing? For simply saying a bunch of you F words don't know anything about racing? After he was punked. Again, guys, the timeline is this. Missed the call, complained about it online, accepted a race, got clowned at the race, left the race, got clowned all day, then he called someone the F word, and then the Clewiston retards and Bradenton retards went in on his business and tried to literally bury the dude. That's what happened. Not Joel started this and then, they started this. He simply complained. So imagine you are a track owner, you run or have affiliation with FL2K, and one of the most visible OG racers is treated like that. Imagine you're a racer right now, and you're like, holy shit. Imagine I go to FL2K, and I miss the call. I better not complain, because look at what happened to Grannis. There's no culture being bred of respect, loyalty, and understanding. There's literally trolls. And then what happens? People agitate the trolls. Now, I get it. The camp wasn't directly involved. Like, you didn't see people that own the track and run the show, call his business and call, they didn't do that, but the fans did. But you know what they did do? Agitate. So there's two ways you can kind of like cast blame on people. The riders and the people that what is it called? There's a word, I think it starts with an I. Inciting, right? You can go to jail for inciting a riot, agitating, calling guy names, clowning him, making him look stupid, disrespecting him. So imagine you're a fucking racer and you're like, do I even want to go to FL2K anymore after the way they treated an OG stick shift racer that's been around longer and racing longer than Dieter LeDurp and everyone else in that camp was even on social media. The dude has been racing since from the beginning, and he was treated like that. He was treated like that. So maybe you didn't riot, but he sure as hell agitated and incited people to act weird. Whereas people that take responsibility for their actions say, I don't want any shenanigans. You come at them with respect. Once I saw that shenanigans happen, I'm like, this is going to end bad. This is going to end bad. There's agitators and people just going crazy. And unfortunately, Joel accepted, which was ballsy, I must admit, because it was a lose-lose. Because let's say if he would have won, let's put the shoe on the other foot. Shh. Cletus breaks. Joel Grannis wins on a break. Tell me exactly how that's going to go. Tell me exactly the phone calls he's going to get. Tell me exactly the clowning he's going to get. Because you only won because he broke. You only won because he broke. Now everyone's like, oh my God, what a gap. Oh. Interesting stuff. We'll talk about that. Let me get a couple of the comments in, and then I'll talk about the Coyote LSLT thing. Ooh, I got a video to show you guys that you are going to be convinced that take all the chips, put them on the Coyote. I don't see the Coyote losing against the LT in the horsepower number. Whether it's by one, it's a win. And then at the track, not even close. Willem R says, Deal, what intake manifold is on Donnie? Have a ported Gen 3 manifold with lock IMRCs. I think it'd be good in that car. I'm in Southwest Florida. If you want it, you can have it for free. Hey, send it to me because the Corvette needs a ported Gen 3 manifold. I currently have a ported Gen 3 manifold on Donnie. Thank you so much. Actions have consequences. No one deserves that. Exactly. No one deserves that. Grannis, especially Grannis. Threatening bodily murder of the state of Florida is a felony. So cletards catch charges if they live in Florida. Ooh-wee. That would be very interesting if they went in on that and found out. I feel like those signs make some high school petty shit so disappointing to see these are grown-ass men. Grannis and Devin Schultz, Red Demon DSM, made stick shift racing fast. I apologize. What I'm about to say. Yandro started it all for me. Yandro was the drag radial slipper clutch first guy I ever saw get down, right? How many of y'all saw all these 7-second cars before Yandro had a drag radial, a Black Magic clutch, and he was out there running sevens like it was its job? In my opinion, imagine that happened to Yandro. Imagine. Grannis is in Florida. He is in Florida. He is in this state. And they clowned him, mariachi band him, signed him, sunned him. You think if you're a lesser known racer, you're going to get respected after seeing that? After seeing that. Brother, I love you. I think you are sadly mistaken. If you think that if you are a lesser known racer than Grannis and saw how Grannis got treated, why go? Let's say it out loud. Why the fuck would you go to FL2K and support it after that? Again, everybody involved in the shenanigans has a part either in ownership or the event. Everybody involved. Like, to me, grudge racing was what happened the week before, or early in that week, where it was the rear-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive races. Nobody got sideways. Nobody said memes. There was legit shit talking, and people, went to the track and they shook hands and they said, it's just internet bullshit, right? Yeah. And then a winner was crowned, and that was it. That's what I think grudge racing is. Talk a little shit online, make some memes amongst each other, and then may the best man win. But this, what happened the other day, there is some ulterior shit that's in the background that I don't know about. And I don't know because there's a Supra thing happening because Joel Grannis has a fucking fast Supra. The fastest stick shift Supra, and very close to being the quickest and fastest stick shift car, period, around. So I don't know if there's background beef there because I'm not that tight in that situation. Okay, So someone said, race Corey Grayley. He doesn't have a car. He has a truck right now. So, guys, let's talk. That's enough of that. Let's talk. We'll talk about that. We'll sprinkle it in. But the LSLT stuff is starting to get heated up. And a lot of people, and even Horsepower Wars, is posting some dumb stuff. Horsepower Wars. They're posting now because apparently it sounds like to me that this competition didn't go the way they thought it would go. Now they're trying to post, what do you think if we do a stock motor versus stock? Are you psycho? Are you psycho? So let's look at this right here. This right here. This was posted October 4th. Coyote, big gun, right? Coyote 10, C10. Very funny, right? Coyote 10. Now take a look at this truck, guys.
It's got a Coyote in it.
Coyote 10, Holly Haram. Guys, it's a wrap. It's a fucking wrap. It's over. All my chips on the Coyote, on the horsepower and the quarter-mile run. It'll be quicker, probably faster, and it'll make more power on the dyno. It's over. Stop comparing the Coyote to pushrod vehicles. Stop it. It's over. Stop it. It's not a good comparison anymore. You're looking really stupid. You're getting sunned all over the place. Sorry. The intake is not halal. Right. That thing, if you have seen cars launch, that's damn near close to a 4-second pass in the eighth. Or a low 5. 5.1, 5.0. That thing was stupid fast. So, yeah, I can't wait to see the inevitable that where the Coyote beats it in the power game, beats it in the quarter mile game. And what the fuck are you going to come up with any more horsepower wars? What the fuck are you going to come up with? Stop comparing the Coyote to anything pushrod. This is what should happen now, horsepower wars. Stop comparing the Coyote to anything. Compare the LS to the Hemi something. The 5.7 to the 5.3, the 6.2 to the whatever. That's your bread and butter. You can have you know who argue over who the fuck is badass, but the Coyote, it's over. No, I think it's Holly stuff. So it's 100%, not anything to do with that. And look at this. We kind of laughed at the fact that they had a price comparison, and the price comparison, the LT was more expensive by over what, like $8,000? Coyote turbo. It was like ridiculously. So it's not only is it more expensive to build an LT, it's not as quick with the same turbo. Now the LS guys will say, well, you need a bigger turbo. Wait a minute. This is apples to apples. This is it. And stop saying that the Coyote is bigger. It looks like a big block. At the end of the day, you guys set the rules. All right. The reason you have won the first two, I'm going to tell you the reason you won the first two. The first Coyote versus LS battle, they put comp cam stage 3s, rod and piston on a F-150 motor, 10-to-1 compression, and K&N cold air filter, a Boss intake, and they had an LS tuner tune it. And we know how awesome 6-7 years ago VCT control was on Coyotes with standalones, right? No. I don't even think to this day it's that good with standalone stuff, except Motec. Based on what I know, the fact that they were using a Holly control system on a 11-14 Gen 1 Coyote with rods and pistons and cams and a Boss intake and a straw was hilarious to me. So the LS won that. Then the second Coyote versus LS battle was that, I'm going to be honest, FFRE wasn't building it. FFRE was not building it. When FFRE started taking things to a scientific level, that's when Lund was like, we got to get on that program. Because they started seeing something that made sense to them. A lot of data, a lot of science, a lot of thought process, and FFRE didn't go in there and start saying, well, hit the plus button a couple of times to add more fuel. They're like, how are you tuning it? Where are you putting the cams? What would you like to see? And the more the Lunds had input, guys, okay, you can make a graph that when the Lunds and FFRE got together, everything got faster. Am I wrong? Everything got faster. I'm not saying because of Lund, but I'm saying Lund had some interesting input, specifically on cam stuff. So that'll be interesting to see. But guys, if you're betting your friends on an LS or LT versus Coyote outcome, put all your fucking chips on the Coyote based off of that round. We'll talk about it. Got some time to talk some shit about the Grannis situation. Terrible situation. Support him. I would support him if I were you. Buy a shirt. Something. Condemn as publicly as you celebrated. Condemn the actions of the bad actors as much as you celebrated. Post memes of condemnation. Post videos of 4K condemnation. Bet you won't. 10-1, why? No idea. They're not using VCT now. Correct. They're not using VCT because it's Holly controlled. If they were using Motec, game over. Bro, it would be an even worse beating. Turbo took a while to spool because of them locked cam. Exactly. Kind of really want to do a Gen 1 CTSV now. Stein says, Holly had a separate VCT control add-on you have to buy. Doubt it was out back then, and it still does not control them properly from what I hear. Yes, there are indexed tables to move the cams, but when you see the data, it's not as smooth as a Ford OEM computer. If it ain't FFRE, it ain't shit. Why don't they use a stock computer? Because of the sponsors. Let's be honest, JD Swag. This is what happens a lot with these sponsored competitions is they have to use parts that give the people that are sponsoring the... Okay, you know how expensive it is to build a motor and then have it dynoed? Like, the regular person can't afford that. The regular person can... Oh, hey, FFRE, yeah? Build me a Stage 3 Billy Badass motor. All the goodies. Holly Haram. And then let's go to West-Tech and dyno it. Oh, that'll be like $40,000. Shipping, time, labor, tuning. Illuminator or FFRE, that is all. The LT is not an LS. That said, either comparison is a waste of fucking time. Stop trying to compare the LS and LT. Now, in here, there was a... John Jr. sent it to me. Let me see if he's here. He sent me something that he commented on. And I was like, bro, really? Now they're trying to be like, well, what do you think the next one should be? Should it be a stock for stock? Bro, you're going to lose there too. Unless you use a Gen 1 Coyote. Gen 3 Coyote versus any generation LS LT. Stock for stock. Not NA. Boost. How many LS LTs have been 7s unopened? Manifold to oil pan. Stock sealed, unopened, manifold to oil pan. How many LS, LT, anythings in the history of fucking Earth have gone 7s in the quarter mile? Oh, and if it did go a good number, it was in a fucking Ford. It was in a Fox body. So please shut the fuck up when it comes to that stuff. So I'm trying to find the part where they start comparing stock for stock. They're like, well, what if our next competition is of a stock motor? I'm like, that's really stupid. I know same as the guy says LMEs. I'm looking. No. Come on. I'm looking on their on their website or their Facebook page. In the game, winning formula, the final episode, and then does anyone know the ET record? They assembled the turbo. Doesn't say. But there was a post somewhere that was like, they were trying to compare. Guys, take the Coyote off of the comparison list. It's going to win every fucking time with competent builders, competent power, competent tuners. The only way LS and LT can win is if you change how the air pump came from the factory, add 1.5 liters of displacement, and put a bigger turbo in it. Plain and simple. None. Exactly. Not one LS LT in the history of God's green earth has gone 7s in the quarter mile, unopened, manifold to oil pan, and that's what Junior said. LSLT has to be opened up to Destroyer. It is a power lifter versus a Coyote track runner. Gen 1 still beat the LS. Will still beat the LS. See, Gen 1 won't beat the LS if you don't modify. And again, we're racing. We're talking boost. Naturally aspirated, I've said it many times. You'd be crazy to ring out a Coyote NA. Again, are we building it? Are we putting cams in it? Are we shoving heads in it? Are we changing stuff? You're going to get yourself a push rod. But then you could arguably make the case that a 351 could do something similar. If you're going to get a 351 and you're able to put solid roller camshafts in it, badass AFR heads, and up the compression, that's what you compare the LSLT to. You don't compare the LSLT to a exotic engine. The Coyote, it's pretty damn exotic for what it is. So much so that Chevy's flagship Halo car has an overhead cam motor. Deal. Is FFRE the only builder using a 5.2 block but brings the bore back to 5.0? Thicker walled steel sleeves, stock block. They use a couple of things. But the Predator block is pretty damn stout. And yeah, I think they're one of the few that definitely on their stage 4s, if I'm not mistaken, you know, the ones that get aluminum rods, the ones that the Lunds have, the ones that Brett LaSala has, hoops, the whole 9 yards, ported head, 350 heads, blah, blah, blah. Those get, I think, the Predator block 5.2 re-sleeve to 5.0 because at the end of the day, it's not the displacement, it's the amount of boost you can have it hold safely. That's why the Lund's car at 40 psi damn near makes 2,000 horsepower or high teens. And in order to achieve that in like anyone else's built motor, it needs 50 psi. It's stupid. Compare the Coyote with the big block shit. Now the LS argument is over. The LS argument is dead and done and over with. And as an author, as a what do you call it? A forefather, founding father of the Coyote versus LS argument, it's over, dead, and buried. Stop comparing the Coyote to anything LS or LT. You're just embarrassing yourself and letting down your fans because they have copium, crazy copium when they lose. LS guys will claim stock sealed when they opened up the ring gap. General Coyote to LS3, both full bolt on 85, Coyote will still win until the LS gets ahead and cam. At that point, it's no longer stock. I don't know about that. I'll be honest with you. Stock LT1 can't handle over 700 horsepower without rods and pistons. I didn't know that. General Coyote will not outpower LS3 and open. I agree. Only way an LT can beat a Coyote is if they essentially copy the new ZR1. Does the LS even have enough cam to make power unopened? Nope. Apparently, what happens if you run a stock cam LS LT, the gaskets fly off of it. Like the head gaskets literally fly off of the thing. So after seeing that C10 get down, I'm like, bro, that's like a 5.0, 5.1 pass. Like, I'm sorry. The LSLT, it has to have like a lot of magic. And again, it's not going to be a dig on LME. It's not their fault. It's just they're working with a inferior engine. But Alex, what? Remember the other day, somebody went out there and said, Beaterbomb has the stock block record. And then somebody corrected him and said, Brett LaSala went 388. And then people started arguing, well, Brett LaSala's is a Predator block. That's not stock. It is stock. It came stock on 2020 GT500s. 2020 to 2022 GT500s have a 5.2 liter. And supposedly that block also came in 2018 to 2020 GT350s, but do not quote me on that. I think there's a bit of a gray area there. But for a fact, it came on GT500s. That is a stock vehicle. That is a stock block. Now they say, but it's got sleeves in it. You're telling me Beaterbomb's car doesn't have sleeves in it? You're telling me Beaterbomb's is a stock sleeved 5.3? Stop. Please stop the cap. Thing will blow it up a long time ago. Or LS versus Godzilla. There we go. There you go. If you want to compare a Ford pushrod to a Chevy pushrod, you get the Godzilla involved in that whole situation. So, Azalali, the Lunds did buy a Roush supercharger, and we're going to see about putting it in. Again, they're getting ready for World Cup, so don't expect much to happen. Ultimate headers provided headers, so now we're going to have headers. We're going to have a blower. Junior's going to deedle adapt the calibration, brace gas, run the 9, and probably just sell the motherfucker, because why keep it? Does LS stand for left side? Makes sense. Head gaskets delete to my cat delete 10 speed on 85 was beating heads cam Corvettes. all day. And again, in the video that I posted the other day about which car is good for you in terms of what you're going to do for racing, yeah, if you're going to do roll shit, the 10-speed is tough to beat. And a Gen 3, only because it came with the most horsepower factory, you already have a leg up. So a Gen 3 10R80 car is weight reduction, headers, E85, and a Cobra Jet. And if you got money, comp cam stage 2s away from having 500 plus rear roll horsepower, well into the 10s, naturally aspirated, and having like a 7 or high 6-second 60 to 130 car. It's pretty nuts. Correct. Raptor R came with the Predator block. GT500 came with the Predator block. And GT350, supposedly, gray area, came with the Predator block. So people were like, well, that's the stock block record. So now the LS guys don't even have that. They don't even have the stock block record. Because Brett LaSala went 388 doing some LDR shit. He's actually right now up at South Georgia Motorsports Park running LDR on Lights Out or No Mercy, whichever one it's called. Peter Baum got an SMX billet top end in it. There you go. Benjamin, yes, right. So Brett's car has stock heads. Brett's car has stock block sleeved. I don't know if it's got stock cams. Woo! Could you imagine? You're like, the catalog, imagine you are in a race competition and your competition has Pro Line motors, SMXs, Billy Badass shit, and a factory block, factory head, potentially factory cam, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Coyote is right there with them. That's got to piss off all the pushrod guys because they're like, wait a minute. FFRE can build a motor that goes in a car that weighs close to 3,000 pounds to run this number? And people are wet deck. Guys, it runs coolant. Guys, it's probably the only LDR car that runs coolant. Like the others run meth. Big Pro Charger, Zoomies out the bitch. He runs coolant. Pretty wild. I'm pumped to watch World Cup. So Brett's car doesn't count as a stock block because it's a Predator GT500 block in a GT, but an LS in a Fox body counts. Thank you so much. LS guys need to get one thing through their head. You cannot run a record on anything unless you have a Ford vehicle or some Ford parts in it. Like, I would love for someone to just take it all the way. If you're a real Chevy guy, this is what you need to do. You need to build a Chevy with nothing but Chevy parts. Fucking 12 bolt, turbo 400, LS in a catfish. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see how fucking badass that setup is. Stupid. Can you swap a Raptor R drivetrain in a Gen 2 S550? No. Unless you reconfigure the cams, and no. You'd have to change the cams. You'd have to change the cams, and you'd have to use an F-150 computer unless you convert it to MAF. Most Camdel SLTs are straight duds. I don't pay them much mind. The LS wouldn't be shit if it wasn't a Fox body. The LS needs the Fox body. The Fox body does not need the LS. Correct. There's Barras. There's K-Series. There's big block Chevys, big block Fords, 350 small block Fords, Coyotes, 4 valves, GT500 motors, Trinities. The Fox body is the 55 Chevy of our time. And that thing is highly configurable. It doesn't matter. But the LS guys cannot come to grips that they cannot go as quick in an all Chevy platform than they could with the Fox body. Remember the dude in the 6.7 Nova running the Texas 2K? That's a real Chevy for you with the Pro Charger. It's a truck motor running 3s. Brett started using intake VCTs. There's a little bit of controversy about that. I don't, just because you see the solenoids does not mean anything. Brett and the Lunds, the cars are fast-ass race cars with a bunch of critical components featuring a Ford part number. I'm a hardcore Chevy guy, but just bought a 13 GT because of simplicity. Real Chevy guys stick to 4-bolt main new blocks. The LS sounds like ass. Let's get a Diddy if we haven't already got one for $10. Absolutely, you get a Diddy.
Oh, wow. Oh, fuck that shit, man. Fuck that shit.
My God. You know what I was actually thinking, guys? So when I started live stream, when I upload a video, when I do anything, YouTube asks you very specific questions. And one of the questions that can make or break your money is this content for children? And every single time since 8 years or so, I've said no. Nope. Now, what that does is that limits the viewership. It limits the viewership. So let me ask you a question. Does Clewiston's channel click yes and then show them bully the hell out of Grannis? I have to click no all the time because of the Diddy clip. So YouTube goes, okay, we won't push it towards children. We can't just hand the phone off to children. Interesting. Do I need a catch can for a Gen 2 and a Coyote? Is it important? Not really, but if you can put one in there just to keep the oil away from the intake, that's a good idea. Sebastian Delgado says, hey, Alex, kind of random, but did you see the Lambo wreck on the highway during FL2K? No, I did not. I don't care about FL2K and after what they did, because let's be honest, FL2K basically clowned Grannis. Owners, partners, buddies, track owners, they all clowned Grannis and caused him grief for the last week because he basically defended himself against psychotic behavior. And I don't want anything ever to do with the Bradenton track. And again, who the fuck am I, right? Who the fuck am I? Who cares, right? But I will never support it. I will never promote it. I will never do anything for FL2K after what they did to Grannis. Nope. And if you, again, I'm not going to tell you guys what to do, but there's a certain code I live by. And that's, I'm not righteous. I'm not holier than thou. I've made mistakes, but not like that. Not like that. Look who they surround themselves with. And you know what started me on this crusade? Doug Cook posting stupid shit about me and then trying to apologize. I'm like, now you guys are on my fucking radar. You weren't before. I didn't care. I go, who cares? Now I look for it. I was not ready for that. Diddy Clips goes off in a public restroom. I have an 841 full free flowing exhaust. Come on, man. Who the fuck says exhaust? Just trying to be funny. For 250 coming soon, do you think the tune for the setup will require aggressive adjustments? No adjustments for any, 841? What the fuck are you talking about? That stupid shit that motorcycles get? 0 adjustments are needed for exhaust. Absolutely 0, unless the O2 sensor is in the fucking roof somewhere. Exhaust. We are bored. We follow you, the Amory. Little buddy, Docs and Box. Exactly. Little buddy. I mean, I'm like, excuse me? And then after that, they did that whole childish shit. And I'm like, that whole group, everyone involved in that whole situation that had a hand in it. YOLO's got something to say about that. Loftus always says it's good for the kids in Thailand. Is Gainesville shut down or something? What the fuck? Why the fuck was it at Bradenton? It's because I think the track owners, negotiated for it. Who knows? Doesn't that piece of shit track flood when it rains a little? Yes. On the topic of catch cans, I've heard you only need one for the passenger side. That doesn't seem right to me. One for each head. It depends if you're recirculating or not. Alex might drop the folder off the truck. Dynamite Performance has been 6s with a stock block Barra here in Australia. That's cool. Okay, cool. Awesome. But yeah, I mean, what about the 8th? 6 is fast. Very fast. Imagine it's Ford shit. By the way, Doug Cook post still up, I believe. Of course it's still up. Why would he have any integrity? Why would he have any what's the word? It doesn't come to mind. Remorse. I really don't want to start shit. Let me just delete that post. Hey man, my bad. I know you don't got to answer, my bad. Too late. Been a week. Knew he was going to get clowned for that 841 shit. 841 shit. Crazy. Sorry to interrupt, but FLKA all day, every day. There's certain people we don't fuck with on this channel. FLKA is one of them. 2025, motherfuckers still trying to find 2 cars with an exhaust. Roger that. You don't need it. Hey, Alex, I bought a catback for my car. I need a tune. What do I need to change in the tune on a MAF-equipped vehicle because you got exhaust? A speed density. No, I don't. What? Yeah, I don't got to do shit. Why would I? Like, think, okay, let me ask you a question. Oh, you see, you guys aren't carburetor guys. You guys are not carburetor guys. But I would say, what if I changed from Flowmasters to Dynamax on my Fox body? Would I need to change the jets? No. Alex, did you chatter about PBR being back up for sale? Yes, I put it up on my, okay. Great transition. Now, this is another reason I don't give a fuck about Bradenton. And I'm going to tell you exactly why I don't give a fuck about Bradenton before all this stuff. When Bradenton was going through its troubles, hold on. Okay. When Bradenton was going through its troubles, remember, guys, Bradenton, I'm sorry. Apologize. PBIR. When Palm Beach International Raceway was going through its troubles, I want to say 2020, 2021, 22. People here on the East Coast, Travis Lewis and a bunch of other racers were going to every zoning meeting. They were on the board, paying attention, talking to the developers, wondering what the price is. Don't sell it. Don't close it. Don't sell it. Please, please, please. Don't sell it. Don't close it. Don't sell it. Don't close it. Blah, blah, blah. Every single time I would see Travis Lewis go out there and a bunch of racers. And again, small contingent. Oh my God. You know, you can't close this. This is going to, explode street racing around the area, which it has. And, we really need to make sure the kids got okay. And you know what people from Bradenton would say? And if you go back on Facebook, on certain people's profiles, this is what they would say about the Palm Beach International Raceway dilemma back when it was hot. No, you think you're going to keep that track open? You bugging. Instead, we support you. Let's keep drag racing alive. Let's make sure we keep tracks open. No. You think you're going to have a couple of signatures and petitions going to save a track? You're crazy. Now that Lakewood Ranch is enveloping your shit, you think a couple of petitions and signatures and pleads to the town council is going to save that track? You bugging. How about them apples? That's why I was down on that whole situation. And guess where the grandstands from Palm Beach International Raceway ended up? They ended up in Bradenton. What did they used to have back then? Rotted wood. Remember back in the day, you'd go to Bradenton and sit down on rotted wood and get a splinter, and then you'd need a tetanus shot? Remember those days? They'd still be that if Palm Beach International Raceway hadn't closed, and they sure as hell were not fans of keeping it open. They were like, let it close. We'll end up buying the grandstands on the cheap. The scoreboards, I think the scoreboards are Palm Beach International Raceway scoreboards. Time boards. So I'm like, I remember what you guys did. I remember seeing the post, you guys saying, don't care about that track. It's going to close. It doesn't matter. And now you're celebrating. And then when you were going through the closure, through the potential rezoning of Lakewood Ranch, all of a sudden, we're all live streaming the fucking town council meeting and you making a passionate plea because I want to make sure this track is around for me and my family. Shut the fuck up. What was that passionate plea when Palm Beach was closing? So, all that to say that they're still trying. Listen to this. They're fucking still trying, and I got to give it up to them.
Hello, everyone. This is Eric from the RPM Group, putting this video together to give everyone an update as to where my team and I are in the process of trying to purchase and revamp Palm Beach International Raceway. First, I wanted to dispel any rumors. The property is still available. We heard online that the IHRA and others were interested in buying it and maybe even purchased it. That is not true. It is still available. Asking price is $60 million. It is a lot from an economical standpoint. It is a very expensive property, especially to keep it solely a motorsports facility that's open to the public. That being said, we have not given up. We are still working very hard to make this a reality. In fact, we're the only group that's putting forth such effort. And nobody else is. A lot of talk going on. We're actually doing things. We were looking at a property in Clewiston, Florida. That may or may not still be in the works. We'll see. We're working with county officials there and U.S. Sugar and some other entities to see if we can get something there. But in the meantime, we're very, very hopeful that we'll be able to close a deal on Palm Beach International Raceway. That being said, my team and I have completely put together a brand new investor deck. If you are interested in the deck itself, if you consider yourself someone who would be interested in investing and being a part of this project, we would love to hear from you. You can certainly reach out to us at our website, which is rpm-grp.com, or Google the RPM group. Send us an email there. We'll get in touch with you, and we will see if it's a good fit. But either way, we have a great plan moving forward. We have been in touch with the sellers, and we are putting the best foot forward. We still want to make this happen. As I told you guys a year ago, this is not an easy feat. It is a very expensive endeavor, but we have not given up, as I said. We are looking forward to getting this done. We cannot wait to show you guys what we have come up with. It would be truly a world-class facility. It would be something that is unlike anything else here in South Florida. So, guys, if you need any more information, you're always welcome to reach out to me. Again, go to our website, rpm-grp.com. I am Eric. Tim is the other point of contact if you would like. We'll give you any information you would like. And with that being said, we'll talk to you soon, hopefully with good news. Guys, don't give up, right? Nothing good comes easy. Have a great day. Thank you.
I gotta love, that guy, honorable. You know what that, you know the cool thing about that guy? You see that guy right there? That guy would not make signs and put mariachi bands and clown you when you came to race at his facility. That guy wouldn't do it. You think that guy would do it? You think I'd say, hey, you're a racer? Why don't you come over here and race straight up? And then you get clowned beginning to end. That guy wouldn't do it. That guy looks like he lifts. I judge you based on how much I think you can bench press. If it starts with a 2, I got some little respect for you. If you got loose sleeves, boy, get the fuck out of my face. I love the commitment, absolutely. Thickers, right? Okay, no, not wood screws in the ass. With the way building is going in Florida, nothing is safe. So let's look at the property, okay? PBIR. Let's look at the property and we'll see what we're talking about. And it is an insanely impressive property. If you don't think it's an impressive property, you are psychotic. This makes a BMP look like a fucking playground, okay? This place is super legit. So Palm Beach International Raceway, let's see if I can go to the maps. Yeah, more maps. There you go. Now I'm going to tell you a couple of issues with Palm Beach International Raceway. Palm Beach International Raceway, the issue with PBIR. You can see it from space. No, that's an airport. Here it is. Actually, you can see both. There it is. Boy, this computer's badass. Palm Beach International Raceway, right there. Bada bing, bada boom. That is the staging lanes. This is the parking lot. And this is another parking lot at the top of the track. All paved. You know what? Crazy how it's all paved. Look at how it's all paved at the end of the track. Wild, right? This is a all concrete track, right? And you can see that this has been just gutted. It just gutted, right? But tower, get that tower out of there, put the tower over here, make it tall, make staging lanes bigger, blah, blah, blah. But this is the road course. They have an actual road course, and I actually drove on this road course, and it was a ton of fun. I will never forget it. Frank Perdomo allowed me to go in there and have a little fun. This is so much fun. And look at that road course. Badass. Long straightaway, big U-turn, long straightaway, zigzag, badass. And then they have a go-kart track. Very awesome go-kart track. Just top of the line facility. Now, this is the problem. Calusa. Right here. This area has some of the, look at how close it is, right? This Jupiter Farms, this is where Jake lives and stuff. It's heading this way. And these are brand new warehouses that were put up not too long ago. Amazon decided to set up shop, and look at all of the houses in this area. And the houses over here that have a bigger plot are big money. This guy has got 2 basketball courts, 2 tennis courts, I don't know what that is. A golf course. What the fuck did you have? Jesus. What is happening? My God. What are you doing? Michael Jordan's house? Bro. Anyway, so that's the problem. Calusa. The area called Calusa. It's going to be right there, and they're going to complain. So if they can somehow get investors to spend $60 million They got to be able to lose some money. So I'm going to start playing the lottery just to buy it. You never know. PBIR is way better than Bradenton. And that was their main competition. Because what's here? What's here? Come on, guys. What's in South Florida that Bradenton doesn't and will never have? A absolute juggernaut of a city. This whole thing is like one big, it's like the Dallas-Fort Worth area where it's one big metroplex. And nowhere is there one continuous, basically, city than from Homestead to Jupiter as Palm Beach County, Broward, and Dade. Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County are basically one massive city. Look at that. 95 goes up and down it. Look at that. Look at that. And the money that's here. The money is dumb shit. So what happens? You go up the highway, bada bing, bada boom. You end up at the track. You have some fun at the track. Then you go home. What happens if you go to Bradenton? You got, what the fuck? Like, what is this? What is happening? What is this? Why would you want to? This is stupid. Cow shit, meth labs, stupid. Get out of here with that shit. And Lakewood Ranch. Get out of here. So that was their biggest competition. So the moment they got rid of Palm Beach International Raceway, anyone that wanted to race would go to Orlando Speed World or Bradenton. No, thank you. Yep. So about 120 car giveaways of investment. Exactly. Best part of Florida by far. They should put clips of grass and sell them online for PBIR funds. I am being petty. Fuck BMP. Not just any racer. One of the OG stick shift guys at that hit live on your shit. Beater Mom seems like a dorky, weird energy. I don't know him, so I'm not going to talk shit. I don't know him. Alex, any idea where the spot in Clewiston he's talking about? There's a small road course near Off-Road Park in the absolute middle of nowhere. Wondering if that's it. Let's go to the map. Clewiston, Florida. Clewiston, Florida. Oh my God. Alex. You're oof. Okay, wow. Clewiston looks like, it looks bad. Where the fuck's Clewiston? Clewiston. Walmart Supercenter. Where the hell's Clewiston? I'm not going there. Oh, yeah, I am. It's not that far. I'm right here. Riviera. Okay, so how far is that from, Clewiston, huh? What's in Clewiston? Ain't shit in Clewiston. Right here, maybe? What is this? U.S. Sugar. Oh, I've been there. You know what's crazy about Clewiston? If you're driving on 27, I think, you could see a plane literally dust cropping, whatever, everywhere. Real cool to look at. Matter of fact, doesn't U.S. Sugar have a plane hangar around here somewhere? Is there like a little airport? Like the U.S. Sugar Airport. Taking care of our customers one at a time. Let me see. No. But this area, there's nothing here. And this is U.S. Sugar. So they're like, hey, buy up this area, right? Buy up this plot. Boom, boom, boom. Make a racetrack. Here's the golf course. That looks like a plain deal. That looks like a little airport, right? Look at this. There's the airport. Maybe that's what you're talking about, bro. This airport area. Yeah, here you go. We got an airport. Let's put a tower here. Race, return road. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're talking about. That'd be interesting if they did that. But I guess U.S. Sugar owns that. And U.S. Sugar, guys, if you know anything about U.S. Sugar, they're a juggernaut. They own Florida. U.S. Sugar owns Florida. Even if they open it, it'll do everything to shut them down soon thereafter. 2 basketball courts and tennis courts and 2 golf courses because I respect the hustle, but holy shit, that is greedy. No drag strip. However, in NOLA, damn, big money. Blue water. Yeah, blue water. Anthony, you have no idea. Anthony, you don't know about the blue water here? You don't know about the beautiful blue water? Bro, let me zoom in. I've done this many times. Okay. Du Bois Park, Jupiter Inlet? Bro, this shit is ice blue, bro. This ain't no fucking Galveston. This ain't no Galveston. This shit ice blue. Sheesh. Oh my lord, look at that. What the fuck? I don't know what happened there. The map just went, nah, fuck it. Yeah, guys, that's how the water looks. When you go to the beach here, that's exactly, is there a pier? I don't think there's a pier here. This is Juno Beach, bro. Yep, there's Juno Beach. Bro, Juno Beach is bad. Let me see. There's a picture. Yep, look at that. Yep. Damn, that's my beach, bro. That's the beach I go to. When I go to the beach, I go to Juno Beach. One of the better beaches I've ever seen in my life, and the water is ice blue. It will make you want to move here. So for those of you that say, he lives in Riviera, he's poor, this bitch is 10 minutes from my house. Shut the fuck up. And Riviera Beach is actually pretty nice, believe it or not, the actual beach. Billionaires live on the East Coast, right? So the money that's here, the amount of money that's here makes it way more desirable to open up a venue here. There's fuck you money here. You think there's fuck you money in Bradenton? Maybe 3 people own like 60% of the wealth up there. Down here, the highest concentration of billionaires, and again, they're not going to Palm Beach International Raceway to race, but they'll go there for a road race. They'll go there for an event. They'll go there for some kind of concert. They'll go there for some venue. Guys, that place, when managed properly, is ridiculously badass. I used to work out there. What do you think about HP tuners? If you're tuning your car yourself, could you tell us what you think about HP tuners? So I'm not going to talk badly about HP tuners because there's nothing really bad to say. The nice thing is you have control. But the problem is, do you know what you're doing? So a lot of people that get an HP tuners program, like an MPBI 3 or 4 or whatever, and then they want to tune their own car, the first thing they do is they go to timing. They go to spark advance, and they start raising it up. They start raising the rev limiters, raising the spark advance, not knowing how it's going to correlate with the vehicle. So while I'm okay with you tuning your own vehicle, adding timing, it's silly. Like a lot of the times you need to work on shift schedules, torque transfer times, lockup schedules, like transmission. If it's a manual, honestly, it's like rev limiters, clutch protection, getting out of the gear fast. There's like an inherent delay that is, I want to say, multiplied on a stock tune that you can actually tame down, like gear to gear transition. You can definitely do some trickery there, but unless you know what you're doing, I would highly stay away from tuning it yourself. But if you want to play around, like on an easy vehicle that you can't really blow up, like an NA Coyote on pump gas, as long as you don't shove more than 25 degrees of spark advance down its throat, you'll be okay. Work on the shift schedule, get to learning stuff, make mistakes. Corey Grayley, shout out to him. He bought a 24 F-150 and a Gen 1 Coyote. A man after my heart. He's like, well, if I'm going to learn, I want to have the vehicle. So he bought a 24 F-150 and bought a Gen 1 after he sold his red car that looked just like this. He sold that with an on-3 kit. Shout out to you. You got to put it on 50 more times. But he sold it, bought a 24 F-150, bought a Gen 1, showing me that he is committed to learning. I could sell a car and buy a boat. Absolutely. But the thing is here, the bitches like the big Billy badass boats. I don't know if you, I'm a nurse here in Naples, and there's a million old car guys fiending for a Trek. Yeah, Naples. Yeah, for sure. Naples. But they're probably better off to come here, because Naples to Bradenton, forget it. Imogoli Regional Raceway is another drag strip, but it's near the west side of Florida. No, thank you. I want it to be East Coast. Single men don't need a lot of space to live. We need space for our hobbies. Motherfucker Star Island, bro. Hey, y'all. Got my LaSala built 6 already back in the car tonight. Damn, does it feel good. Nice to hear. Imogoli or Macaulay or whatever is gone January, fortunately. Way nicer beaches than my area. Beaches suck in Central Florida. There's no beaches. The only beach is Okeechobee. Alex, sell a car by boat. Didn't you show PBR a year ago? I did not. Cornelius Grayley, legit. The dude's like, I'm buying the car. Didn't his red car have his dead dad in the trunk? No, that's pretty funny. No, but I think if you want to learn on your own, I think if you're going to swing the cams around a little bit, intake cams, that's where the power is. Shift schedule is everything. I have now sent a couple of people Jake's shift schedule, and they're like, I love my truck again. Jake, who is like ridiculously picky when it comes to how a vehicle drives. He is a transmission guy. He was the Ford transmission guy for a long time. And by the way, did you hear that Ford, again, Ford News, they're saying that Ford employees, listen to this. Remember when I said that Jim Farley questioned the fact that there's 6,000 empty bays and they need techs, and all the techs were up in arms telling, no, you guys don't pay shit, blah, 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 blah. Look at this. Ford employees have been told they could be fired if they don't return to the office. Oh, bro. Ford offered the majority of its employees back to the office 4 days a week in September. Before the new policy came in, some workers got emails warning they may be fired if they don't badge in anymore. Multiple employees said they got the emails despite complying with remote working rules. You need to understand something, okay? Let me ask you a question. My job specifically should probably be in the office if I'm learning how to tune. I'm not saying I know how to tune. Just listen up. I've gotten to the point where I've had so many reps, so many repetitions, that it's muscle memory at this point. And the only time I need a refresher is when a new calibration comes out or a new program comes out or something that needs to be taught in a classroom setting that I need. But I have so many repetitions that my job could be done remotely. Now, the problem is a lot of people that used to work at Lund hated the fact that I was remote. But the problem is I worked remotely. I worked, meaning I don't get up off my shit until the clock is up. I get up, go to the bathroom, make a coffee, sit down. I eat my lunch right here. So I am literally sitting here, slamming away at tuning. I work from home. I don't chill from home. So let's say, for instance, during COVID, a lot of people got sent home. And let's say they were wildly efficient. Whoa, I'm home. My kids are at school. I can actually concentrate on work. Nobody's talking to me. Do I put movies on in the background? Abso-fucking-lutely. The Hunt for Red October is on in the living room. I'm listening to it. I'm not watching it. I'm not sitting there watching it. I've seen it 1,000 times. I have movies on repeat. I have music. But guess what? That keeps my butt planted in front of the computer. So let's say, for instance, Ford said, hey, you got to work from home. And somebody is thriving and happy from home. Now you're going to make them drive into work, people blabbing, because when I go to Lund Racing, I get less done. Not because I'm lazy, it's because now I'm interacting with the employees. Talk to Corey. I wonder why Junior's in the bathroom all the time. And then I found out he had carrot cake. And I'm like, oh, okay, you had carrot cake? No wonder you're in the shitter all the time, because the Publix carrot cake is full of that crazy icing. It's super sweet. So if you're not used to that, and then he downs it with a ghost lemonade. I'm like, bro, you downed a carrot cake with a ghost lemonade and wonder why you're in the bathroom shitting your brains out? You know, crazy. So now we're talking about that. Who do I talk to here? So Ford is making a mistake, in my opinion, if they have wildly efficient people that don't need to be there in person. Now, obviously, people take advantage. They make the Zoom thing. They make the mouse. They have a program that wiggles the mouse every minute, so you think you're on, you know? And then people like Zoom call on. I don't leave the house. I don't work from anywhere. I used to work from Power by the Hour because they had badass internet. And believe it or not, I could answer a lot of the questions, and I actually got a lot of stuff done. I concentrated on work when I used to work from Power by the Hour for Lund. Now I work from home because Power by the Hour is in fucking Stewart. Fuck all that. Hey bro, car guy Mike says, been a while. You losing weight? Yes. But I'm not losing weight like I'm dieting. I have hit this absolute, guys. I am like on it on the gym. I'm on this path that I changed my workout routine. Joints started hurting, started taking fish oil, the diet is good. It's just all coming together nicely. I'm not out there eating cake. You know, I'm trying to be as trim as possible because look, it might be fade season. You never know. If I show up to a track and someone's like, hey, I don't like what you said about me, motherfucker's got to catch a fade. Free fades. I don't care. If I go down, I'm going to take a chunk of your ear. I'm going to take a eyeball. I don't care if I don't mind getting beat up, but guarantee you will bear the scar of experiencing me in a fight. An eyeball, a tooth, something's going to go fucking flying. Fire someone after they quit. I'm never buying a new Ford or buying from Ford ever again. Same. You go insane in dead silence. I agree. When someone else was there hating on you working from home, did he crash out? No, he wasn't crashing out. He got let go before I started working from home. People forget you have to make work from home worth it to the business. It's a privilege. I'm not going to mess with my ability to work from home. Exactly. My thing is regarding the HP tuners, load of vetted quality tune from a professional. What? And then learn how to make basic changes while at the track. Okay, yeah, that's not a bad idea, but you have to be willing to have him give you an open tune. Some people lock it. Man, that's how you get hunted. Threatening a man. His way of making money. Car on top of sending messages to his wife. Hey, Josh, hit live on your shit. Alex, you're full of shit. The Lunds make you come in so they can play mariachi music. See, I would laugh because the Lunds are friends. The Lunds are absolute friends. And when I say the Lunds, I mean everyone there. Nardi, Parker's just fucking badass. I love that we have Parker on the team. Corey, Devin, Junior, and Senior. I talked to Senior today. Just had a good time. He was on the way in driving. He just called me. And we just fucking talked for an hour. That's the problem. Two old guys start talking about, your asshole loose again? Well, we're getting to that age where your asshole's just constantly open. Alex, you got to sell the Fairmont and get a crew cab F-150 he likes. Fade season, good for you, bro. We ain't getting younger. You got to stay tight. I tell you guys all the time, the reason I stopped going into, the reason I'm done with racing, this weekend was a perfect example why I'm done with racing. The racing culture has been, let's just say, co-opted. Look at what happened in Gatlinburg, right? What is it? What was it called? Slammed something? Okay? An event is shit when it's called Slam, Drop, Life. You wanna put a bad vibe out there? Called it slammed. Use the word culture. Okay, you wanna know what a bad event sounds like? Slammed, drift, FL2K. They end up clowning their racers. And look at what happened. What are you attracting? Kids wanting to do burn. Let me ask you guys a question. Why are they lumping in drag racing with drifting? Like when you hold a event like Holly Ford Fest or LS Fest in Bowling Green, you cannot intermingle the drifters with the drag racers. We hate each other. You think a drag racer sees the drifting and goes, "That's awesome." No, he goes, "Stupid." And then you see the kid with the vape and the herpy on the lip go, "Wow, Vaughn getting so awesome. What's that fucking noise over there? Cars going in a straight line. So gay." So tell me what has contributed to the bad car culture. Drag racing or some kind of drifting, sliding, dumb shit? Like when I see a takeover, it's not drag racing. Do you see kids at takeovers drag racing? Or do you see kids at takeovers doing drifting donuts and backing up and up? It's the drift culture, the slide, the this and that. That's the culture. That's the problem. That's the culture. That's the problem. Not the drag race culture. The drag race culture don't want to be seen. The sliding culture. Remember how drifting got started up in the mountains in Japan, and then the movies were like, let's slide around traffic. There's so many countless videos where guys are in their car and they're weaving in and out of traffic because they see it in the movies. They're not out there drag racing because drag racing happens in some back street that nobody gives a fuck about, and they're betting and doing, but they're mostly trying to stay quiet. But you're trying to lump in racing. Look at what happened in Massachusetts. They basically said anything, and in Florida, anything that we deem to be racing, or we say it's like a takeover. So if I launch from a light pretty hard, and someone's next to me and wants to keep up, the cop could pull me over and say you're doing dangerous automotive activities, which falls under that whole takeover law. Stupid. Oh my God, freaking out of control. Any updates on the UPR truck? Nope. Definitely sucks. Got to start driving to Juneau. Juneau's badass. Juneau is a great beach. It's massive. Massive beach. You will not be bothered there. It's great. Slammed enough. Exactly. Slammed enough. People at the gas station doing burnouts, fighting, shooting. Stupid. So the moment I hear clean culture, something enough, slammed enough, I don't go. Because I know it's kids with no dads. Fentanyl fest. I agree with you 100%. Listen to you while running the CNC machine, VTC veins, got it, scraping the coast. Why are they lumping into drag racing, into drifting? Normally, do not, when I hear, hey, are you going to come to Holly Ford Fest? You mean where they got drifting and drag racing in the same venue? Two completely different crowds that hate each other? No, I really don't want to go. Fuck you. People that get tunes from yawn is the issue. That's funny. Kids are what you need to be attracting more out here. No, you cannot. Fuck kids. Kids are the problem. They're skibbity toileting. They're 6'7"ing. And they bring that bullshit here. Cooper actually had a good post. And I'm not hater of Cooper, but I'm not a lover of Cooper. I think he should be more vocal about the bullshit that's going on with Grannis, but he's got friends. He's got to keep up, whatever. But he actually said something pretty funny the other day about gatekeeping. Oh my Lord. Oh, I'm going to go through all this shit. Fuck me. Cooper, how many fucking profiles do you have, bro? You got like 7 profiles. I don't give a fuck. He basically said, we should gatekeep more. They should make cars more expensive because the kids are the issue. The kids are the issue. What kids are... I get it. Not all kids. But the vast majority of people under 25 years old are doing this bullshit. I'd argue drag racing has done more damage. Drifters are the... Shut the fuck up. You're the one that said traps. Drag racing has done more damage? Drifters have a good time? Drag racers have a... Are you fucking psycho? Are you... What the worst take I've ever heard in my life. Drag racing has contributed more negatively to the racing culture than takeovers which emulate drifting? Man, you are psychotic with that take. Dude, you absolutely got time to delete that post. Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way you said that. Drag racing has contributed more to the downfall of car culture than drifting. That's what you say. You'll get out of the house and touch some grass, bro. Touch some grass. Ain't no fucking way you said that. Ain't no fucking way you said that. It's the same with legit motocross and bike life, wheelie boy bullshit, right? When I see an e-bike and a 8-year-old doing a wheelie down a street up against traffic and then at the last second he cuts out or he does it with a bike, I just want to ram the fuck out of that kid and see him go flying. Flying. Fucking punk. Jumping on gas pumps and fighting the police like absolute dipshits. Kids are the reasons we're in this shit, bro. Nope. They just want to have fun. And fun to them is getting on top of a gas pump and jumping and smashing a windshield. That's cool. Yeah, Cooper retracted and said, get the kids out of it. Okay, I'll find it. Videos. Oh, here it is. TX2K recap. No. He just gets tagged in a whole bunch of bullshit. People I don't like. He fucks with people I don't like at all. That's why I'm like, fuck. Let me see if this is real. Jesus Christ. It's just not organized well. It came up on my feed, but like, I don't know. Basically, he said, keep them out of it. Keep them out of it. Keep the kids out of it. The kids are fucking everything up and fuck them. And I'm like, yep, I agree 100%. I'm still looking. I can't find it. It's just too much bullshit. I'm good. I'll pass. But El Verga Larga saying that drag racing has contributed more to problems than you. What did you start the show with? Shenanigans from the Clewiston crowd. You are so fucking retarded. I'm using one example that is an outlier versus takeovers that emulate drag racing, and it happens 40 times a week. Holy shit, bro. I'm telling you, I don't know how you're listening to this show. I don't know how you think they represent drag racing. You think what happened in Bradenton represents drag racing? I can't. You know what? I can't. I can't believe you took that leap. And that's the problem. People don't have critical thinking skills. They're just like, well, one thing happened in a drag race event one time, so that's normal. Drifters don't do that. Drifters are being emulated at takeovers. Unbelievable. Finishing up 14-hour shift. I'll catch the rest later. Brother, thank you so much. 14 hours. Man, shit. Drift Missile are literally shit boxes. Didn't see takeovers until drifting was a thing. Exactly. Where was the last time you saw a takeover before drifting was a thing? Show me. Show me any takeover ever before drifting was a big thing. Ain't no way you said that. Not defending takeovers. No. You said that drag racing is worse. And I said drifting is emulated by takeovers. That's worse. And you're like, no, drag racing's worse. What'd you start the show with, Alex? I can't. I can't with people. And this is why I like working from home. Because there's people like that outside with takes like that. Like absolute crazy takes. I thought it was wild. Good for you. Good for you for getting my attention. Holy shit, what a take was that? What a take. I mean, like legendarily bad take. Imagine you're like arguing with him at home and he brings up like shit that doesn't matter at all. But then he's like, well, I mean, that you brought that thing up that one time that, that one time, that one example of an outlier that everyone is blasting as the norm. Takeovers were a thing before Bay Area for decades. Shut the fuck up. We did it here before they did it anywhere else. I can't. Drifting has been around for decades. Drifting has been around for decades. El Verga. How do I know that? Tokyo Drift came out in 2006. That's 2 decades. I can't with some people. This is why I don't go outside. This is why I don't have friends, because there's people like that out there. Tell me when to go music video takeover activities. Yeah, tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. What year? I want to say 2000. Yeah, 2006. Right around Tokyo Drift, dipshit. Right around Tokyo Drift. Know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Stupid. Oh my God, a commercial. Actually, don't I have it here? Don't I have it here? This guy, it's been around decades. Oh, you mean like Tokyo Drift has been around decades? Well, I remember the Bay because of the. You mean like it came out the same year as Tokyo Drift? That one? No, it's totally different. Where is it? I don't have it. I have a boarding. Last V8 sponsor. I thought I had E40. I thought it was labeled E40. E40. There you go. Ooh, yeah. Alex, this has been around for decades. So has been Tokyo Drift, and drifting in Tokyo has been around for a long time. Shit. Google is a thing. When you have an argument, make sure you got your Google machine up and running. It's exactly the problem with the McFarlane channel. He's taking what could be a great technical drag racing channel and turned it up to a clown show. It's not even watchable anymore. Again, guys, if you breed retardation and you lean into the retarded culture, don't be surprised if people do retarded shit. Right? If you're like, well, my fans like this. Okay, so you lean into it. And then you see what they do to defend you. So that means you have attracted. Again, I would rather have 200. I would have 150 solid ass motherfuckers that self-police, have businesses, are adults, understand it, understand the highbrow humor, understand sarcasm, totally get it, as opposed to obvious bullshit. Like let's say for example, is there anybody in that crowd that understands that the dude was, again, I'm not saying he caused the Grannis thing, but the culture is a negative. As a matter of fact, you can make a case that since he started doing this stuff, the culture has arguably taken a turn for the worse. Because we always ask, when did racing start getting shitty? Well, when people started deedle derping burnouts and going city to city and doing dumb burnouts and dumb shit and in a pit. And then people were like, that looks fun. We should do that in an intersection. That we should do that in an intersection. Bondable Fresno Uncensored came out 05 and it had takeovers. That was my first exposure to it, but had been a thing for a while. I'm ashamed that it was big in my area. I like how he's like, it's drag racing's a bigger problem though, according to El Verga Larga. He's like, oh, dude, takeovers have been around for a while, but drag racing's the problem. What'd you start the show with? I'm from the Bay Area. They were here for years, but that don't make them any better. Exactly. Drifted has been in the U.S. for 30 years. All Clewiston fans suffer from their mothers taking Tylenol during pregnancy. Bunch of drift bros in here, right? Closet drift. I guarantee there's Clewiston fans in here. And they're like, but I just want to watch funny stuff and I find them funny. That's fine. But you're probably one of the woke or awake. I don't say woke. Woke is a negative thing. Like awake fan that you're like, I just take it for what it is. It's fun. But there are people that are like, it's real to me, damn it. Imagine, like, I got a text today from airline pilot. Let's talk about this real quick. So the airline pilot used to love racing. And he had seen some questionable things Cletus was doing while flying. For the clout, right? Like, he'd be the one to shake the airplane for fun, you know? And I'm like, I will fucking blast. If I'm in an airplane, a small plane, and someone for fun makes me fucking go 0G, when we land, I'm killing him. I'm slicing his shit. Fuck you. So this person publicly put out, hey, that's against FAA, blah, blah, blah. And the people went, oh, let him do stuff. He's doing it for us. Ooh. They threatened his life. So it's not a one-off thing. It's a very well-known thing that if you do anything against that camp, they come after your throat. So, as the leader of that camp and the people that orbit you, wouldn't you want to make it really clear that shit does not fly, and I will get rid of your account, I'll get rid of your you'll be ostracized, you'll be blocked. I don't want it. We need to self-police. Send me an email if you see any shenanigans. Nope. Out there doing shenanigans, an airplane pilot calls him out, and the fans literally threaten violence against him. And Joel Grannis suffered that fate this weekend, and I'm on Joel Grannis' side. Joel Grannis, you have ascended in everyone's eyes that's seen that what you have been the victim of, you have gone up in value. So if you tough it out, make World Cup a good showing, I think it will come out in the better in the long run. So, and again, keep that hate. Keep it right here. Keep that chip on your shoulder. Use it as strength. Don't give in. Don't shake hands. Don't do fucking live streams. Don't do fuck. But he won't listen to me. He'll probably be on next week like, we just squashed the beef. I ain't squashing no beef. When it's beef with me, it's beef for life. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on Sunday for Peasant Chat. We'll hang out then. That little box over there, I'm going to make a video pretty soon letting you know what's in the box. I think you guys will like it. Be on the lookout for a video probably Saturday talking about what the box is, what we're going to do with the box, and what to expect in the next coming weeks. Have a good rest of your night. I'll see you guys later. Bye.